Hello and welcome to another Grand Arena Championship. I'm Heathen13 and this is Season 21, Week 3, Round 2. My opponent this match is named Mr. K. So let's look at the matchup. Alright, looking at the overview of the hotbot, Mr. K does have some red on his side, so let's take a closer look and see what we can see. In the stats page, Mr. K has 658,000 lifetime banners. He does play and he is relatively successful. When we check out his offensive wins to defends, that ratio of 553 defends to 1719 offensive wins is just about 32%, which says he probably has a pretty balanced offense and defense approach. Now he only has 74 clears, which seems a little low to me, but unfortunately, Mr. K is another opponent of mine who is not on SWGOH.GG, so I cannot check out an online profile. I have no idea why his clears are low. Maybe he gives up easily, or maybe he hasn't been playing GAC for that long. I'm not sure, and unfortunately, there's no way for me to check that out. Comparing our rosters, and Mr. K has a 300,000 GP advantage on me overall, but I hold the advantage on top 80, top 65. But maybe for the first time ever, I am up against an opponent who has more Zetas than me, albeit one, and higher speed added than I do. Again, just one on average, but still, those are both stats that I generally have more than my opponent, and this time I do not. However, I do have 13 more Gear 13s than he does, so we'll see how that ends up playing out. Comparing our mods, and they are actually very similar. I do have about 85 more 6-stop mods overall, but when we look at the breakdown of mods with speed secondaries, we're actually very close. The story continues to be the same when we get to relics, also very similar. I've got 7 more total relic levels. Where things in our accounts are not similar is the meta character report. I have Jedi Master Luke, and he does not have a Galactic Legend, and in addition to that, he doesn't have Cat or Jedi Knight Luke either. Looking at our ships, and we are all even. Both of us have 7-star Negotiator and Malevolences, but neither of us have the Executor. So since Mr. K is not on SWGOH.GG, and you know how I feel about that, I am forced to just check out his roster and see if I can come up with a plan to both stop him on defense and be able to get through his defense without knowing what's coming or what to expect. So, looking at his roster, because he has no GL, he is running the Darth Revan squad in Arena. But he does have some other high relics. His Gas is Relic 4, his Grievous is Relic 7, along with his Kylo Ren and Emperor Palpatine, which made me start thinking, wait, both Emperor Palpatine and crew are Relic 7, so we checked on his First Order squad, and yes, he has all of the requirements for SLKR ready to go, except for Kylo Ren is only Relic 6, not Relic 7, so he doesn't quite have enough to unlock him yet. And he chose to put all those relics on all those characters before he was ready, which you know I've said multiple times I think is a mistake, but it is the route he went, and so that is where we're at. Now we only have about an hour and 40 minutes left in the attack phase. My opponent has already gone. He went while I was asleep last night, so let me show you the board. Alright, you can see he only was able to clear half of my board. He went through the top. Up here, I set my Grievous squad. Tried to switch things up by putting my Traya here as well, but he one-shot those both. He did take 2 tries to get through Jedi Knight Luke, and 2 tries to get through my Rex 5s and Cat team. So the end-all be-all special holds again. That is 3 for 3 that it's got a hold, so thank you, End-all, for that suggestion. And because I didn't know what was coming on offense and defense, I chose to put my Rebels and my Empire fleets back here, and I kept my Malevolence and Negotiator for offense. He was able to clear both these, but both of them got all their reinforcements out, so it looks like he struggled a little bit on ships. And up front, even though it's a jerk move, especially with the new changes that have come out, if you've got a GL advantage, you have to exploit it. So I put Jedi Master Luke here on defense, and he didn't even try. He did get through my Palpatine Marauder squad in one, and my Hux for Sorter in one, but it took him 3 tries to get through my crew squad. And even though he didn't get to the back zone, I set the exact same back zone that I have the last couple times with Dooku, Newt, Rolo, Karth, and this Poggle Droideka squad. Alright, let's see what kind of defense he set for me, what I have to get through. We've got a Bosk Bounty Hunter squad, CLS Han and Chewie. There's his Grievous team with that Relic 7 Grievous, and an old school Basti GK Hoda timeout team. Down here on the bottom, he has set his Kart squad, an Asajj-led Night Sisters, his own Newt team, and Geos, but with Droideka. So, like always, I will do my best to get through the bottom zone here as efficiently as possible, but I think I've held enough on offense that I can go ahead and use some top squads here on the bottom, make sure I get through clean to see what's in the back, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so we'll just go down the line here. We'll take out Karth with my Mon Mothma team. Now, I do have Darth Revan on offense, and I'd love to do a Malak solo like I did last round, but there is a possibility that he hid Darth Revan in the back, and if his Darth Revan squad is back there, I would like my Malak with mine to try and counter that, so Mon Mothma should be fine. And again, I know I've said this a million times, but the reason I like Mon Mothma here is because her summoned unit has a dispel on basics. So Zalbar is going to continue to taunt, and my summoned character is going to continue to dispel it over and over and over again. And eventually, we'll get mission out of stealth and be able to take her. In the meantime, we'll get Cara Dune taking all the hits, and even though when she dies, she's going to come back because she had that potency up. And if she dies without potency up, we've got Mon Mothma's res to get her back up too. So this is just a nice, easy counter. Probably not going to get the protection back on Cara Dune, but should end up with a 53. Eventually we'll get to use a big hit from Biggs and should be able to get through Zalbar. Alright, this is a pretty stout Night Sister squad, and so I'm actually going to take gas in here. And again, even though I don't really want to waste a really good team up front, I don't want to mess around with this team. I'd rather just get it down and get it done. And even though that probably means I'll end up with a maybe lower score than I'd like to, it means no reses, so Doc is going to try and res and waste a turn, and we will go ahead and take them out. Alright, of these bottom battles, I kind of feel like this Newt squad is probably going to be the sketchiest. I'm going to go with Geos and hope that they can get through. If not, I'll pivot and we'll figure out something else. But usually, Geos do pretty well against Newt, but Jango can always lay a smackdown once in a while. And they're all stealth, so we'll just keep going on Dooku. Nice. That's one turn for Jango. Pay off the extortion. There's one death for Newt. There's 2 deaths for Newt. There is the second for Jango, so we're going to heal up and hopefully get the rest of our protection back in assists. Doesn't look like it though. Another 53. Alright, so that only leaves us this Geo team. So he's got GBA and soldier here and no spy. I'm a little surprised by that because spy is also relic 4, but instead he subbed out Droidica for some reason. So I think that makes this squad materially worse without spy there. Again, Droidica is fine and has the damage immunity, but it doesn't share. It's one less character to share health pools with, and I think my Vader with Gideon with Thrawn should handle this even more easily than a normal Geo squad. So we will strip their turn meter and go right into Merciless. And I think I'm just gonna treat Droidica like it's spy and just try and get rid of it right off the bat. So now we're left with GBA and soldier. So we'll just pound on the alpha. And he's got 3 dots. Let's kill Sunfac. Oh, it's not even soldier, it's Sunfac. Wow, I was not even paying close enough attention to that. So we got 2 tanks and Brood Alpha. Let's do a little healing, I guess. See if we can get a Vander back. Probably not gonna happen. Go back into Merciless. And let's go ahead and Force Crush here and throw on Alpha. So it's looking like another 53. Alright, well, I can't complain about 53s across the board in the front. Let's see what he has hiding for us in the back. And we've got more Night Sisters, Kira Nest, JTR, Mon Mothma, and Scoundrels. Okay, so nothing too scary here. But let me take a second to figure out what squads are going where, and then we will do our best to get through this as quickly and efficiently as possible. Alright, so let's head back to the top and clear through that side of the board. And we'll start with Bosk, and for that we will go with Jedi Training Rey. Unlike last week where I did a lot of solos and duos, I think most of my battles today will just be full teams. That's just kind of based on who I'm facing and the fact that I don't really need to be efficient at all. He didn't clear through much of my board at all. So we will do our best to clear through this stuff and continue getting 53s and 54s and whatnot. So there goes Boba. And when we get to our Illuminated Destiny, at this point it should heal us up enough, but it's going to be close on BB-8. Now the question is, can we get to Illuminated Destiny? Let's see if we can slow things down a little bit. Oops, should have wiggled. Dang it, fat fingers. Burning, I guess. I don't think we're gonna make it. That fat finger moment was too much. It's only a 52. Alright, the CLS I think is maybe his strongest team. So we're gonna go with my Jedi Knight Revan. That way, if Han deletes somebody right from the get-go, we get Savior. And if they delete somebody later on, we've got Jolie for Revive. But he didn't. So we're going to mark Chewie and get him down so that the guard goes away. And that was dumb for me to have done the AoE there, because I didn't have the little blue buff. I forget the name of it. But Revan has it, so we can do that. thought we were gonna get him there. Now CLS has it. We'll go ahead and mark CLS down. I meant JKR has it. It looks like Yoda and Jolie are both full on health and protection, so we're gonna just see if we can end it. We're not gonna get it back on Jedi Knight Revan. So another 53. Which brings me to Grievous. And since I have it available, I will go ahead and use Darth Revan. I was gonna use Padme here, or Night Sisters, but I figured I've got Revan. And even though this is a Relic 7 Grievous, he only has like 90,000 health for some reason. So I'm not sure why. I want to say they put like a crit damage set on him, and so we'll be able to handle the hits. It's not going to be beautiful in terms of banners, but should be survivable. Wasted that attack by Drain with Malik. Shouldn't have done that. It's okay. It's stupid to do it on B1. And B1 is about to go. Oh, I thought that would do it. So only like 49 it looks like. Okay, 50. Not great banners at all, but nothing was ever in question, so it's fine. The timeout team, we will go with Bosk and Mando, because you can't time out a Mandalorian. We will happily just hit on General Kenobi here. And eventually Kenobi will be the weakest person, and eventually we'll get the contract up. Just take some time. Maybe lots of time. Maybe I miscalculated. I hadn't thought about how weak Hermit Yoda was and how long it would take to get the contract on him. Well, we got it so that Basila is the weakest now. So this timeout team is going to take a while. Which I guess is the whole point of being a timeout team. I may have totally misplayed this. I figured, no problem, I'll get the contract up. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I should take Aura Singh lead instead of Grief in here. That would have changed things, because then you just have to hit him 10 times with buffs up. As it is, now I have to hit the weakest person, and that weakest person is still Hoda. In the meantime, they're laying down the wood here on Boss. Heal up, get rid of that buff. Immunity. Oh, I had my chance to hit him and I didn't with Mando. Yeah, this is not gonna work. Wow. Failed on the timeout team. That was not something I ever considered. So let's take in Padme and clean it up. Yeah, that was just an unfortunate mistake. I should have brought in Aura as my lead with Bosk and Mando. I just wasn't thinking about the fact that Hoda would be the weakest and I wouldn't be able to get to him. So, good job, Mr. K, for catching me. That is a team that has been around a long time and I just wasn't thinking about it. Let's just kill General Kenobi here. Get rid of his foresight. Get the healing immunity on him. So he's gone. No more annoying pawns in the way. That foresight from Oda, he is super annoying. But at least we didn't lose any more banners on that. Let's see what he put back here for fleets. I'm not sure what to expect. We got a finalizer and a home one. So let's go after this home one with my negotiator. And I think that should be enough. He's got 5s in his starting lineup here with the rebels. I'm not sure why you would do that. Let's get the buff immunity up on Biggs and take him out as quickly as we can. And now on to 5. Let's recover that protection. Strip off the buff from the Falcon that makes him so I can't target him. And take him out. I don't need to recover any health, it doesn't look like. Maybe a little bit is missing on Y-Wing. And we'll lose a little more here. Knowing that I'm not punting at the moment. Let's go ahead and heal up there. And Undying Loyalty, Unending Loyalty? I gotta look that up. I always mess that up every single match. And let's go ahead and heal up the rest of the way. Get our turn meter going. Get perfect banners. I think I was 1 short. I think I could have got a 58, maybe. Alright. Finalizer. We'll go with the Malevolence. Try that again. Bring them all in. And this is a finalizer squad, but it's got the bomber in here as their 3rd, which I guess, you know, this squad doesn't have a tank. So, I guess I get that. Let's take away problem with that tank is if you don't get a target lock up right away, oops, I need to do that, it doesn't do anything. So they're getting Boba Fett in to put a target lock on. That's smart, because now it gets the on over to him, but he lost it right away. So let's kill Kylo. Let's switch over and so this is going well. It's a little helter-skelter and probably not going to be the greatest banners, but haven't lost anything yet, and this should do it. Alright, even though we had to burn an extra squad up there with Padme, I think I should have plenty for the back. So let's head back there. And I think for sure, out of all these squads, this Jedi Training Rey is the trickiest, hardest, whatever you want to call it. We'll go with Han and Chewie. And we'll bring the Wedge lead in for the healing and the turn meter gain. And she'll probably go first anyway. Oh, she didn't. Let's see if we can stun BB-8. Oh, let's just delete BB-8. That makes things a lot better. Let's clear off the foresight with that. See if we get a stun. Not quite. And a kill. So there we go. So this is the match of the 53. That's like the 6th battle I've got a 53 on. Shouldn't complain. 53 is a great score. Let's see if we can take out this Kira Nest Vet Han. And I want to try my troopers against them. My troopers are still very low, but they should be faster than anybody here. And Ness is only gear 11. So I think I can get a quick kill off on Kira and be able to manage through everybody else. Solo is Relic 3, or Vetmon is rather. Nope, lost one of the stacks here, that's a bummer. Which one gives me my stacks back? Is it this one? Back. Well, I'm down to 2 sets. Almost down to 1. So not hitting nearly as hard. This will take a little bit to get our stacks back. There, we're back up to 3. And we're back down to 2. That still hits hard, even when she's gear 11. So maybe this was a mistake because I don't know that I'm going to be able to get her down before she takes that last step off. Yep, not going to happen. Another loss. Alright, well, we'll come back to Nest. Not too worried about it, but still a bummer. Hate to drop battles for no good reason. Mon Mothma here we will go after with Bam. I guess this is what I get kind of when I don't know what I'm planning for, so I don't keep the exact optimal squads. It is what it is. So we will get into Whistling Birds right away. I think my Whistling Bird should be able to kill both Biggs and Mothma. And she's only gear 9. Oh, no. Well, not at least in that first one anyway. And IG will just go take it like a boss. We need the taunt back up on him. Let's get that healing back, or the foresight back. There goes Biggsy once. Stun him again. Start working on Wedge. We'll hold off on that one so we can use it again for Whistling Birds. Let's try this again. 13 sacks this time. Get a little healing up, and more healing up, and we get some immunity up. And it's just a matter of when does Mon Mothma have her res. Let's see if we can end it. So, Talzin with Scion will go CLS with Chupio. See if we can't get her down quickly. She's fast. She got out there quick, but it ultimately didn't matter because she is dead before we could even do anything. This was, yeah, this was quick. So, on this Han L3 Vandor squad, we're gonna go with Wampa and Watt. And do we need somebody else? Is there somebody else we want to take? Let's take Leia, I guess. Just a little more damage, and she'll be safe because she will be under stealth most of the time. So she's not gonna lose damage, and mostly it's gonna be Wampa, but she can help get stuff down too. And then Wampa having the weapon stack makes it so that Vandor can't revive them even when he's prepared. So even though Watt lost the fact that the part of his kit that allowed you to ignore defense, it's still good for making sure that people don't come back when there's a res out there. So unfortunately Leia got the kill, so we can help. Thank you, back. L3. And this should do Vandor here. Alright, so we need to clean up this lone nest. And I've got Night Sisters. I think that's what I'm gonna do. It's not a super clean solution, and it may take a little while, and Nest might die of dots, but if nothing else, it also helps me get the last kill I need for the Dathomir feat. So we'll do that. It won't be good banners, but doesn't really matter. Probably not. I've already lost banners from dropping the battle, so that's actually quicker than I thought. So that wraps it up. Otherwise, fairly good battle, but dropping those two really hurt, really made it felt really bad, left a bad taste in my mouth. But 2954 is a fine score, just frustrating to drop some battles that I didn't feel like I needed to. In any event, I want to say thank you, Mr. K, for the battle. I wish you were on SWGOH.GG, and thank you all for watching, and I will see you again in next round.